following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 1.
Hello everyone and welcome back to MRE UNO's Arcade April here. We have our second half of the double match slate here for the ending of the Super 16 round of the tournament. We're going to be going over the ticket region where we have number 2 seed, number 6 seed Brad. So both players had to wait a little bit, had a bit of a 30-minute delay to the start of this one due to the prior match, but both have been eager and ready to go here, so we'll try to keep things rolling here for the pregame, and we'll do that by going to this bracket here. This is it, last spot in the All-Star 8 up for grabs between these two. Both have had good runs to this point. Brad with the opening with their start 64 win over what's it called? Over Chomik 4-2 win there, and then went on to beat Nam in the last round, the close one 4-3. That one went down to the wire, and then for Monkey. On his end, was able to take down James Ellison in the start 64, and then went on to beat Stingray in also a close match, a very strange match, also to say the least, in the Turbos 32. And now both these players meet head to head to try to get the chance to face off against Nick in the next round. Yeah, this should be right, right? I'm not misremembering something. Yeah, it will be Nick. Who thrashed Caesar in a 5-0 sweep. That game got a bit ugly. So, hoping we do not see that here. We've had a bit of a lopsided round so far. It's either been very close or very ugly. We just saw a very close matchup in the game prior. Hopefully we do not have a lopsided one here to end the round, but we'll see how it goes. But Monkey and Brad fighting for the last spot in the All-Star 8 to face Nick in the regional final for the ticket region. Look at the preview here. Monkey ranked coming to this one. He's ranked 7th. Brad not ranked at the moment, but this is a legend battle. 5-2 versus 8-3. That is not correct. Monkey's record would be 8-5 coming into this matchup. And then Brad's is 8-3, so quick correction on that one there. Round of 16 record. It's an interesting one. This is only the 4th time Monkey's here, but he has a 2-1 record here in this round. Brad, 9th appearance, even 500 so far, looking to go above 500 with a win here. But definitely has more experience in this round, all things considered. And for career accolades, Monkey with his lone bronze medal. Meanwhile, Brad with the trophy case full of a gold, silver, and a bronze. One of the very few people in the league who has that distinction, to his credit. But for the CPU prediction, that's supposed to say Monkey, but it says it's Monkey 5-4 for the prediction. No wait, no it isn't. What happened there? The CPU prediction for this one was yeah, no, it was Monkey 5-4. I'm not sure what's going on with some of the previews have been kind of bugging out a little bit here, so I just want to double check to confirm that, because don't want to be spreading misinformation here. Yeah, no, the CPU prediction was Monkey 5-2, so that was one of the more interesting ones. I'm going got a bit lopsided. Hopefully, we do not have a situation where it ends up being a lopsided game. I'm hoping this is a close one. Brad looking to prove that CPU prediction wrong, but part of that may have been just kind of Brad's peaks in Tournament 3 here, and we're in the middle of Tournament 2 here, but he is peaking early at the moment because on a good run so far. I believe that's the first time in his career he's been having a good run in Tournament 2, so looking to break new ground here, but um, that's going to be it with the preview. Going to be going to the table here, joined by my co-commentator here, who's going to be giving some relief for me, thankfully, Yoshi. Um, Yoshi, how are you doing? And thoughts on this matchup before we go into it.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Coming coming off of a close series, you love to see it, better than what it could have been. Well, as I move forward from this tournament and hope for great things, Monkey and Brad are hopefully gonna have a good match too. I feel like, um, I feel like with this one, I don't know the last time they played. Well, you had your whole speech. I was kind of writing my quote in the meantime, but obviously with these two, I'm sure they've seen each other play or have played each other quite a bit. So there's definitely going to be there could be some mind games added into the series where they may try and bait the other out. And these two have had some good runs before. Um, For Monkey, it was obviously last season. For Brad, it was 2 seasons ago, if I'm not mistaken. So they this kid, whoever gets this, will have an opportunity to take on Nick. It'll be interesting. I think this match should be a good one, uh, assuming that the hands are relatively even. Um, we've seen what these players can do. They're both legends for a reason. Ironically, the final four in this pod in this ticket region were all legends. So we'll see who will take on the Legend of Legends as the 1 seed of the region.
All right, we'll see who does that. We'll get a quick word from both players before we begin. Starting with Monkey, you're off to a great start this season, 5-1 record. Looking for, I believe, your second straight regional final appearance here, or All-Star 8 appearance, whatever terminology you prefer. But um, how are you feeling heading into this matchup here? Been rolling through the tournament so far. Had a close call in the last round, but um, thoughts of trying to make it back to the All-Star 8 for the second consecutive tournament. All right, Monkey's gonna type. While Monkey's typing, I'll go to Brad here. Brad, I mentioned it before in the pregame. This has been your best run in tournament 2 specifically, I think, in your career. You're going up against Monkey, who is the second seed of the region and has been one of the players who's had the hardest start so far. Um, how are you feeling heading into this one, and what do you feel you gotta do to try and make it to the All-Star 8 for the I think the first time since tournament 3 of last season? So.
I'm just ready to go. I waited a long time already. I just want to play. Like, I just have to stay focused.
All right, for Monkey, feeling good, excited, been a week, but a winning week. Not gonna lie, got a lot of schoolwork done, so it's overall feeling very happy, done with schoolwork, ready to put some fun gameplay into Uno. All right, well, let's get this going. Let's not waste any more time. Monkey has to call for game one. Cody Smart will be our ref for this one, so we'll see how many cards Monkey will decide to go for to kick things off.
Okay. Ironically, this is the card start that my series ended on, and we're going right back to it. So and we'll see what things start out here. Definitely could have. Uh, we were likely going to see just some numbers to start off, but obviously sometimes you kind of, even with 10 cards, you may lack a color, which each player is going to try and expose so that they can use it to their advantage. Because the red 9 is the first card. Brad gonna probably, yeah, looks like he's gonna take a little bit of a slower pace. Trying to see his hand and thinking about what he can do with it. As we start off with the switch into blue, maybe he was thinking about switching it or just holding on to red, but for now, we're gonna see how the switch pays off here. Monkey gonna ride with the blue as we play the blue 8th.
We'll see what Brad does here. 'Cause, I mean, he had the switch on the first turn. I'm curious if he'll just keep going blue or if he'll do some light switching early on. Because, I mean, it is the middle range 10 card start, so we could get a variety of moves here. But now we're just gonna keep going blue and we're gonna keep counting down.
Sorry. Okay, let's see. So we have an early draw city here. Looks like both players are content with this, or perhaps they both just ran out at the same time. We'll have to see. But for now, it's gonna be a very interesting situation. But Monkey gonna immediately swap into green. Actually, he can lead with that. But Brad's gonna try and keep the possession, or is gonna keep trying to keep things even as he potentially plays something here. And we're just gonna run down the numbers on green here. And here's our first run going here for Brad. It might just be a triple, but could be a sign of something that he's planning here that Monkey's gonna have to take note of. But he's just gonna keep it red, not really thinking too much right now. We'll have to see what happens here on this red because you'd think they're both gonna keep running the numbers down until they find the run here. Brad just trying to set things up potentially with that triple play as they keep running the numbers down. Not much to really say here. They're just kind of playing this pretty clean. We'll see if Brad, with the now having the lead, can find the opportunity here to take the first game. Ooh, he actually finds the switch into yellow. Might have kind of maybe took him by maybe something that he wasn't expecting to do, but might be helping him move forward in his hand. We'll see if Monkey has something up his sleeve here, or if he's just going to try and play this cool. He's going to go with the +2. Doesn't want Brad to get a finish off of that yellow. And honestly, I mean, that's what most people would do, I would say, because yellow is new territory, right? But unfortunately, Brad is going to have the +6. Going to send him Monkey back even further. For all we know, this could also be the run. It's not. It's actually going to switch. We're actually just going to go back to red. For maybe just trying to stall Monkey out here. We'll see if it does, or if Monkey's going to be able to play off this. He does have a double play. I'm thinking now. Yeah, I'm not sure if Brad has something off of that play. We'll have to see. Ooh, he's got a wild. That is an interesting move. I feel like this isn't banking on the fact that Monkey doesn't have anything to counter this. So we'll see if the +6 gave Monkey anything, or if this risk is going to pay off for Brad. And unfortunately, it doesn't, as we get the wild yellow. Does Brad have something left in the tank, though?
Well, does Brad have a +4?
Yeah, exactly. He could have another wild or a +4. We'll have to see. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. So Brad opens up the scoring. We'll open it up 1-0 with a 5-minute 19 game, and gets it done there.
Honestly,
had two self draws in that game.
I wonder what Brad got off the +2. We've seen sometimes with the +2 kind of. Oh yeah, you go ahead.
So Everything else I had before, I got the +4 off of Monkey's +2 and a number.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, like that was I call a game like that a game you have to win because like if you can't win a game where you have that hand that good, then you have no chance. Like I had to win that game and I did.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah. No, that makes sense because yeah, after that +2, yeah, that hand was definitely crazy. Which yeah, at that point there wasn't much that Monkey could do to stop you unless he had a +4 of his own. So makes sense that it ended up working out there. I'm not sure if there's anything else that we want to comment on this one. I feel like that's kind of what it came down to. Both just had car, um, both had their strategies. Monkey +2 didn't work out. Actually, Monkey, did you have anything left after that, or was it just you just Brad? There's not much you could do off of what Brad had. Oh my God! Wow. Um, Monkey trying to hold on to a +4. That is unfortunate. So maybe, yeah, maybe holding on to it. Maybe thinking that the wild yellow was going to stop him. But yeah, I mean, that's just like you're trying to get a read and the read doesn't work out. But, it's still early in the series. Monkey has the second game to call. Interesting,
Brutal.
yeah. Yeah, definitely had some path. Um, Obviously, it would have taken a lot of turns because of all the numbers, but yeah, it'll hurt a little bit, but you know, it. You also have to think about if he used the +4, Brad would have had the +4 saved beforehand before it was going to be used. So in that position, it's still not guaranteed that Monkey would have won if he used the +4. It would have just evened the game out. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that happens for sure. All right, well, we got game two. We're going with 11 cards. All right, a similar card start. I don't know if it's the exact same. Let's see. Oh, nope, it is the exact same card. So 2 red 3s to start off the first 2 games. We'll see if the cards end up being dealt differently here. Monkey with the red 7. And then Brad plays the red 9. Just gonna, you know, typical play style here. No need to throw anything out right away. Unless you can afford a plan A where you can just start throwing out wilds. Like I did that one in it was like game 7 against Lane. Oh, this is interesting. We got a undercut with the 0. Now there's only 1-0 left in the deck. It would be surprising if Brad had it. I definitely think Brad might have hoped that it would have stayed blue with that play, but it's gonna be able to play around it because he has the yellow 9. So we'll see how this plays out. There's the yellow 5 for Monkey, keeping himself with a possession lead. And this is an interesting run from Brad here as he goes into potentially blue. Yep, he's gonna go with a quad play along with giving Monkey 2 extra cards. That's going to be a lot of pressure because now Brad's only at 4. Monkey's now going to have to think, does he try and throw out some ammo or does he try... Okay, he's just going to play it cool. try and get rid of that +2 that he got. But we'll see. And yeah, I think this might have been a series where Brad just had a good hand again. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, it's called Uno there also, but I don't think you even needed it.
that's I know Brad usually does that. That's a thing he usually does, just in case he messes up the command.
Good
think
safety net to have there, but yeah, 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, even if Monkey had ammo saved, I don't blame him for not using it. Oh, but yeah, it ends up being the case that he did. Making the same mistake twice is definitely painful. Like, yeah. Let me see.
I will
Oh,
say though, I only had one red card, the red number that I played at the start. So like, he could have maybe gone to red. I don't know. Like, I did have the wild though, but I did get lucky that we weren't stuck on red.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a big thing. Sometimes you have to rely on avoiding a certain color. And if you well, I guess both of them wanted to avoid it, so uh interesting. That's interesting. Both players didn't have much red there. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. Yeah, like it's tough calling like if he was gonna have another run. I guess, I mean, technically Brad had 2 4-baggers in a row, or 2 quads in a row. It's kind of hard to read that, but yeah. Um, I guess for Monkey, it's just like maybe just thinking about being more aggressive. Uh, but at the same time, that doesn't always mean that you're gonna win if you be more aggressive. You just have to maybe understand the position you're in, so that yeah, because it's like I remember this is what happened to me against Lane. Like I was not aggressive enough. I went aggressive and it didn't work. So it really depends on the situation. But I think we should move on to game 3. Brad.
Oh yeah, I get the call.
All right, we're just gonna go up. 12 cards and another red start, but this time the +2, meaning that Brad, if he wanted to, could stack it and give Monkey at least 4 cards. If he might want to, if he wanted to stack even more +2s, but this is something that people do sometimes if they just want an early lead. But maybe for Brad, he can get an early lead with other ammo rather than just stacking up the +2 as he plays a triple play to start. Monkey gonna just keep it on green for now. See where we go from here. Brad gonna continue with the greens. So will Monkey. But Brad actually gonna run out maybe a little bit earlier than Monkey expected, but it's gonna be a good thing in his case because now he can play around this. Or actually, he's gonna give the door open the door for Brad as he now switches into blue. Or why did I just say blue? What the yellow? I genuinely don't know what just happened to me there. We're into yellow. Brad running out again. Again, Monkey able to control with this potential to keep it on yellow, and he will this time instead of going for the switch right away. Does Brad have a switch in with the 6 though? He does into blue, though this might be risky because there aren't many blues. No blues have been played so far, so we'll see if Monkey has it. It looks like he does. Obviously, for Brad, he wants to just play he doesn't want to keep drawing, so if he even though it's a risk, he does want to keep his hand running so that in hopes that it works out. But now is Monkey actually going to get out of the blue, maybe trying to force a draw on Brad here into red?
Yeah, that's gonna be what Monkey looks for here. He does have the lead. But Brad's gonna say not so fast, gonna go back to blue with the wild.
Now, that is an interesting play. You almost wonder if Brad has mostly blue left. The way that he's been playing so far. But it doesn't matter
Wow.
because Monkey's going to throw out a +6 on him.
I'm a bit surprised by that because I mean he switched the red there, held on to that. I'm curious what the pathway is for him. He just threw a +6, and Brad is not going to take any chances. He's going to throw it out a +4 and keep it blue.
Yeah, at that point, Monkey was down to 2. It makes sense. You don't want to leave a +4 hanging like Monkey has been doing so far. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Monkey, those are the only blues Monkey had. He figured he may as well just throw down the +6 just in case Brad had a run from it. Though, yeah, I'm not sure. It's an interesting situation, but we'll see how long Brad can run down the blues. You would expect it to be pretty long. Monkey gonna try and stop it as he finds a reverse chain into yellow. But with that +6, I could see Brad having some cards to play. Actually, he's gonna have the blue 1 to force a draw on Monkey. That is a big play there. And now Brad can get rid of these blues that he's been trying to get rid of, at least from what we've seen, based on the way he's been playing. Get rid of these blues so now he can try and do something else. As he gets out of blue, goes into red, which is what Monkey was looking for earlier. The game is evened out, so definitely feels more comfortable going into a color that he knows Monkey is probably wanting. So yeah, finding the going when to switch is very important in this game. We'll see if the switch into red is going to help out Brad here more than it will help Monkey. That's really the key. What color works out more for you than for your opponent? Brad gonna slow things down here, maybe try to have a few options. He's gonna +4 into green. Very interesting play. Could be a sign that Brad might have something still left in his pocket that Monkey now has to figure out what does he have and can he do anything about it. Well, what he can do is switch out of green in hopes that it will force the play to not work out, and that will actually be the case here. Brad, no yellows. Ooh, wow, that's gonna force a draw city. You wonder if okay, we got the ditto play. And Monkey's gonna play the yellow 8, maybe also drew that. I think Monkey maybe would have I think Monkey wants draw city and doesn't want to risk this. Okay, well actually as I say that he's gonna go for the switch into red, not really caring anymore. Maybe he has something he can work with on this color. And actually also Brad did +4 out of red, so that might be a sign that Brad doesn't have much. But maybe he was planning some chain into red, but now he has to pivot to a play to switch into green. Definitely trying to force Monkey into a position where he can't do much, but he has another +6. Only this time, he risks getting +6 back. If you're Brad, it's a tough decision what to do here because it really depends on what you got off it and what's left on the deck. But also, you could just play yellow. There you go, as he plays it. And Monkey actually finding the switch into red might not be a good sign for Brad, as he kept trying to find the switch out, but he actually has the green. Very good play from Brad there. Does Monkey have anything on green? He actually will complete the rainbow as we get the blue 7. Now, I don't know how much that'll help both players, because blue's not been a color we've seen in a minute. Wow. That is a huge gamble from Monkey that did not pay off. Though hopefully it's going to stall Brad. That's what he's probably hoping for, because he knows green is the color that Brad wants the most. And
Speaking of which,
unfortunately, he finds the switch in the green.
yeah, that's not what Monkey wanted there.
Oh, no way.
But he has the
What are you
green.
talking?
He has a crossover in the
What?
blue. Well, wait, but
Dude,
what does Brad do now?
there's no way you found a blue 4. That's so
He
funny.
has a
No,
yellow. No, I
Brad.
think Brad wanted that.
No way. Oh no.
The gamble did not work. Thought he got the top tick to save it, but then Brad says, "Not so fast. I got another 4 I want to play." But he's out
Okay,
as
I mean it's
well.
gonna be a draw city. It's gonna be a draw city, but that is really funny. Like maybe the gamble did work. I don't know. I'm not sure because he didn't. It stopped the win from Brad, maybe, but the yellow 4 seemed like a stray that Brad wanted to get rid of at the same time. So either way, there probably wasn't. Oh shoot! Now that's a interesting play as we go into red. Man, Monkey's been finding these ammo. The ammo off the draws more in the series, but Brad's been able to keep up by just what he's been saving and what he has. But unfortunately, I think he's going to start running out now as he's going to start running out of luck as he draws on the red here. Monkey now into green. I think this is where things get very scary. Let's see. Okay, here's a play from Brad. He's gonna only be able to double play with another 4. He had another 4. I mean, I think he might have drew it, but regardless. Oh, and yeah, Brad's hand has just been completely not. It's just been completely off. His hand is just not what he wants anymore. There's nothing he can do. Monkey gonna look to take this game here, and he does, holding on to all these greens to finish it off. Yeah, I think in the end there, Brad's hand just started falling. The gamble paid off. That's yeah, it actually did. It did. I didn't believe in it at first, and then it all worked out. But yeah, I think what helped Monkey there was some of those draws really like in working out in his favor. Uh, in my at least from what I could tell. I guess yeah, I guess for Brad it's just like what kind of happened at the end there? Because it looked like you had a plan, and then maybe were the draws just not in your favor there?
Yeah, I just like ran out of ammo cards pretty much. I was like, maybe I
Mm,
could have done something if Monkey drew at the end, but like, I just couldn't stop him.
gotcha. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess Monkey will talk about it. Okay. Yeah. He knew it was a risk for green. When you got all greens to end out, I had to risk it. Yep. Yeah. It's honestly kind of scary when your last remaining cards are one color of numbers, and you just have to hope that there's no switches, there's no ammo, there's no nothing. And in that case, that's exactly what happened there. Um, you know, it's very especially like in the draw when like your opponent is also drawing, they could just get something crazy. Unfortunately for Brad, that wasn't the case. A lot of ammo was used throughout that game, so it made sense why he didn't get anything. But um, yeah, I mean, Monkey bringing it back, preventing a sweep, which is good. Um, we'll see what Brad picks, as we've seen the away person always winning these games so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say this has been an away series so far, so we'll see if Brad ends up continuing the number trend. He will. We'll see if that ends up continuing the away series trend.
Yeah. Another red start. Okay. 4 for 4 on that one. But this time, oh, wait. Okay. Interesting play from Brad as he doesn't want to play. He wants to maybe pick up something. Maybe he's not satisfied with his hand, or maybe he literally has no red at all, which is I'm not gonna rule that out because I've seen it before. Brad, I mean, showing maybe that he doesn't have red as he switches out of it with the green one. Monkey gonna play with that as he plays the green 2. Okay, green 5. And there's a switch into blue. Monkey obviously with an early lead because of that early draw. We'll see if that makes a difference here. But for Brad, maybe just looking to figure something out with his hand because, okay, he's looking to get back in the green here. Similar to game 3, he's really wanting this green. Monkey gonna do the same thing as before, try and not give it to him. What will Brad do now? Ooh, he's gonna go into yellow with the wild as well. Monkey not gonna not gonna try and go too aggressive at least now, or maybe he just doesn't have much to work with. Okay, this could be a ridiculous run. Or no, it's just a triple play. It could be setting up the run. We'll have to see. But for now, it's a very interesting play. Unfortunately, Monkey has nothing. So whatever Brad is planning here, no, he's actually just gonna. Looks like he was trying to hope for maybe a switch out of yellow to then set something up. As he gets the yellow 4.
He does get that top deck there, could get the switch on his own here, and based off the type, he will. There it is, green.
Oh my goodness. And there it is. We finally made it to green. This is what he's been wanting all along.
Yeah, Monkey with no other options gonna have to roll with it for now. We'll see what Brad
Yeah, it
has
looks
for
like
his
Monkey's
color.
hand is pretty rough right now.
And
Oh, that's
so
game.
that's gonna be game most likely, unless Monkey decides to defensively power play here, but I don't see why he would. Yeah, there it
Oh,
is.
wow. Okay. Let's see. Yeah,
Brad
that
with
was
his
just.
second quick game there on that one, 252 on that, and he's gonna be up 3-1.
I guess that explains why he didn't want to play on red. uh, he had 2+2s and a number. You don't want to leave those +2s hanging, so it makes sense. Uh, okay, yeah, that hand is pretty rough, especially if you didn't have the opportunity to use the blue +2s because the time that it was blue, it felt he never let you switch to blue. He never let you play those blue +2s actually, looking back at it. Yeah, no, that's just a hand. This felt like a game that Brad was just able to win off of his hands being better. Um, I don't think there was an opportunity for Monkey to even use the blue +2s. And even if he did have the opportunity, it would have felt too early. So I don't even know if there's anything to comment on this match other than that. Yeah. Yeah, that felt like a game that could could be yours. Actually, I'm looking at the stats right now. Monkey hasn't played a +4, but he's said before that he has had some held on to. It would be funny if we'll see how the rest of the series goes. But the CSM right now would be ridiculous, even though in reality it's not that bad because he had +4s. But that's just the nature of it. Being down 3-1, not the end of the world though. Monkey has the call. Well, we're gonna keep the trend going here. Yeah.
15.
Okay.
So,
We're just gonna go straight to the full send.
yeah, we skipped 14 on that one.
Now, I went for the full send and when I was down 3-1 and it didn't go well, but he's hoping that this will be different. And it's a different series, so I feel like it's definitely could. But interesting start here as Brad immediately switches into yellow. Monkey gonna play the yellow 8. Just gonna run the yellow down for now. Monkey seems to be pretty content so far. He usually takes his time more. He takes more of his time to go for switches, and as I say that, he finds one into green here. See what he does with that. He's actually not gonna. Oh wow! What a pre! That was almost a pre-type. I guess it makes sense because the only way he wouldn't have been able to play that green 7 is if Brad used a wild or something. But that is very interesting. I wonder what Monkey's planning here, especially with the confidence he had to play that double green 7. Looks like both players are pretty strong on green so far. I think Brad's going to try and find a switch at some point. Here comes a run. It's actually just going to be a triple play to keep it on green. Maybe it's a sign that he ran out. But for Monkey, has he run out? He has. Can Brad play off of this green 3? Oh yeah, that's really good for Brad here, but Monkey immediately going for the yellow 3. Could have just drew that. We'll see what happens with that. But actually, Brad might have wanted that as the ditto play comes into play here. Monkey may have to readjust. Okay, he has a triple play to go to blue. Maybe thinking that he doesn't have blue given the play that he went for there. We'll see if Brad wanted this though. Maybe this was a potential bait option. Or if there's not much you can do off this. Okay, Brad's gonna play the wild red. Wow.
That's a bad draw for Monkey there because Brad's down to 3.
That I'm shocked.
Gets the top deck
I
there, but yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, he either Brad wants number efficiency or he's just gonna finish on red.
If he wants number efficiency, this is going to work out brilliant for him if Monkey just played that run too.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about it. But nope,
He's
he's
going
got a
to want
+4.
the +4 efficiency.
Dang, yeah, Monkey just really struggling on a red there. There wasn't much red played at all, but it was just one of those series where he didn't have red at all. How the ditto play didn't trust it. Oh, with the double blue 5? Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense. I honestly Yeah, I understand that. Gave yourself a reason to play the wild at least, because obviously with the wild and a +4, you still need to use that wild to then get to the finish. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about it. Like if you save a wild but you also have a +4, you almost want to get rid of that wild as soon as you can so that you can set up the +4, because it's unlikely you'll be able to save both. Um, so it ends up working out really well. Taking a risk with the wild red, and it ends up paying off really well because Monkey just didn't have any. Um, I guess for Monkey was, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, if it didn't go to red, could you have done something? Because that's the only thing I would be curious about.
Oh yeah, I think it's like after I saw that change to blue. 'Cause originally, I was like, I was considering just playing my own blue 5, playing Ditto, but like, I realized I had to change things up. It just made way more sense to use the wild first.
Mm. Yeah. Any call you ever had something to play. So yeah, Brad making a really good move to good call. Because that kind of gifted him the win there. So evidently, if he kept it blue, Monkey could have done something. So yeah, another situation today where if someone is has a 4-1 lead, and now Monkey is forced into needing to win every game from here on out if he wants to come out on top, which is going to be tough, especially with Brad still having the power play.
I mean,
But
this
this is the
is
position I was in.
yeah. I was about to
Yeah.
say this is kind of a similar situation we saw in the last game where we had someone get up 4-1 and then they brought it back to force game 9. Ultimately came up short, but I mean, still, I mean, this is far from over for Monkey. He can make this comeback, but definitely going to be difficult, especially when he's gonna have to call for game 6 with Brad having the calls for game 7 and 8. So for Monkey, definitely gonna want to make this next card start count.
Yeah. Okay. He wants to fill in that gap that was skipped. Oh, another +2 start, but we're finally out of red. Um, but yeah, as you said, like this is a position where it's possible to, right, because I almost was able to bring it all the way back, and there were moments where I actually could have, if I made the right plays, but um it really comes you kind of need luck. You kind of need luck at this point, um because otherwise there's just no way you're gonna win. So you kind of have to rely on the cards falling in your favor more to get what you want, um, which is kind of unfortunate because now you have less control of whether or not you're going to be able to win. Obviously, if the series gets closer, then things start evening out. But going back into the game here, we got an interesting situation here. Switching to red, and now we're crossing back. Brad tried crossing into blue. Monkey doing the double red 9 to prevent that. We'll see if that ends up working out. I feel like okay, yeah. Monkey able to get into yellow. Now this is where both players could start trying to figure things out here. As Brad plays the yellow 3, Monkey immediately following up on that, and another yellow 8 from Brad here. Or well, the second yellow 8. Monkey played the first one. Didn't want to immediately ditto it. And this is, oh boy.
Wild play from Brad. It's the first ammo card we've seen. Both were running numbers the start, and we're going back into blue. That was the original start. Double play from Monkey though to take the definitive lead. We have ALP popping into the call here to watch the sixth game here, 4-1 at the moment, and
Oh
Monkey's gonna head for
no.
Jono.
This is worrying for Monkey here. He's got almost nothing in his hand. Brad is just going to be able to potentially run away with this series.
Monkey's gonna need a switch. That's the thing, and I don't know how much time he has left to find that switch. Not a lot, it
Yeah,
seems.
dang. I think the series is going to end up with a 5-1.
Unfortunately, Yoshi, I was talking about it in the first game. We've had either very close games or very lopsided games with no in between, and unfortunately, we got a split tonight where we have one close game and then one that goes lopsided at the end here. Brad with a number efficiency to end it, 3 minutes, and that'll do it. 5-1 final.
He decided to Uno log it. That's just out of instinct at that point. Uh, I
Let's go. See you, Big Ohio.
Yeah, gonna be Big Ohio versus Big Washington in the All-Star 8. Gonna be a
Goodness
battle of
gracious.
the state brands, I suppose.
It's not
That is so. Oh my God. Yeah.
big.
Monkey had a really bad hand in that game. Like I said, you kind of needed luck to get back into this, and they gave you the exact opposite. Uh, yeah, I don't even know. I feel like there were opportunities for Monkey to potentially have taken some games, and then in game 6, the bot just said, you've run out of time. I'm not giving you anything." That's just kind of how it is sometimes. There was something that Yepes said when he lost to Ard that definitely resonated with me. Don't remember what it was. I'd have to go back. Oh yeah, let me check the pod. Yeah, he said, um, what I didn't play well at all in the 2 early losses when I had the hands, and when you don't take those opportunities, then you pay the price. So sometimes you sometimes get some hands. Um, you get the hands early, you aren't able to win. You had opportunities to win those games, you didn't take them, and you pay the price by the rest of the series just not giving you the cards. Um, I feel like this happens a lot. Um, so it's just one of those things where for Monkey, the only thing he could have really done is maybe do something differently in the first 2 games where he had +4s. Because clearly at the end he just didn't have anything to really stop Brad in the last 2. Um, yeah, that's all I can really say about that.
It's pretty bizarre also because I mean look at the stats. I mean obviously Monkey said he had +4s before that went unplayed, but 7-0 on the +4, 6-1 on the wilds. I mean that's a big difference there on that one. Monkey with only one wild of either variety played this entire series. Brad with 13, so I mean huge difference on that one there.
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks from what we heard, he only saved +4s, so the wild difference was still kind of there. I mean, I guess even yeah, I mean, Brad still had more +4s than Monkey, even if he used them. So it still in a sense it had there was some lopsidedness to it. Uh, I mean, yeah, I guess for Monkey, you just can take you can be happy knowing he at least didn't get swept. You know, you don't want to end up like me against Nick. Uh, but yeah, the CSM gonna sound like it's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I would say put it down by like 0.1, and that's probably more accurate.
Yeah.
Still pretty rough for Monkey though. I mean, for the most part, he was kind of screwed. Uh, I don't know. I'm not sure what else to say. Like sometimes in moments like these, you think, oh, maybe I should have picked a different card start. But again, that's just hindsight. You just never know. You'll never know if that was actually would have helped you or not.
All right. Well, again, if both of y'all have any other additional post game comments, feel free to leave down below for the write-up in text. But yeah, that will do it for the match and the round. So Brad moving on to face Nick, and we have our All-Star 8 set. It's going to be for the joystick final, Andy versus Ridley, 4v15. Claw final, myself versus Ard, 3v4. The ticket final, Nick versus Brad, 1v6. Nick, the only 1 seed remaining in the bracket right now. And then for the token final, it's going to be Lane Sanders versus William Brock, 5v11. 4 very, very different matchups, and hopefully we'll have 4 great matches that will occur as we go through the remainder of this round. But that's gonna do it. Thank you all for watching the stream. Again, big thanks to Yoshi for helping filling in. Definitely needed that, especially with my throat betraying me today. So do appreciate him stepping in to help with a good chunk of the commentary for this matchup here. But yeah, on behalf of our ref Cody Smart, our commentator Yoshi, both our players and everyone came out to watch, thank you all so much for watching the stream. Congrats to Brad on the 5-1 victory. He moves on to face Nick in the All-Star 8. We'll see who wins that and makes it to the Final Four. But until then, I'm G-Man. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you all in the All-Star 8 coming very soon. Have a good night, everyone.
This has been a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 1.